Hey everybody, it's Jared with Big Mill Motorsports here. I just literally finished watching the 10th week race from the summer shootout and watching Zach Miller win the championship, which is fantastic. Zach actually lives about a half an hour, 45 minutes from me here. I've raced with him quite a bit on the asphalt circuits around this area here. They're a great family, really good people. It's fantastic to see them do that good down in Charlotte, because they're not the people that show up with a stacker trailer and $1 billion to spend. So they're kind of more regular folks, and it's good to see them to have that kind of success at the summer shootout. Kind of shows that you don't need to be made of money to be competitive down there. But either way, congratulations, Zach. I thought that was fantastic. The race was really close. Ryan ended up, I think, finishing third or fourth or something like that. Which will probably put him third in the points. But I think there was one point in the race where if it would have finished that way, Zach would have won and Ryan would have actually finished second in the championship. But either way, they did a great job, and it's fun to watch folks you know have success like that. Either way, the race was scheduled for Friday, or our race this past weekend was scheduled for Friday. Due to a lot of rain that we had the day before and that morning, they had to postpone the race till Sunday. The fun thing is that a group of us, 9 or 10 of us drivers, Dirt Legends drivers, got together at the local karting track Friday night and tried to beat each other up there. I've been there several times and I thought I'd do pretty good, but I didn't. I didn't finish last in both races, but I certainly wasn't in the top half of the cars. So, but it was a great time. It was fun. So anyway, the race ended up being Sunday. I really don't like Sunday races. I have to work Monday morning, and I have to travel a decent ways to get to any track, so that makes it really kind of hard to do Sunday races. I debated even going Sunday, but kind of maybe hanging out with everybody Friday night kind of was like, all right, well, yeah, no, I do want to race Sunday. So Sunday's race, because it was on a Sunday, they started at 3 hours earlier than normal, which is cool. Probably give everybody a chance to get out as soon as possible. But they ended up having a late model class, additional late model class running that day also. So it was starting earlier in the day, plus there were more cars at the track. Made for quite a lengthy evening for me. I ended up not getting home till midnight, which kind of sucked. But I think everybody was thinking that the track was gonna get super dry slick, black slick, which it kind of did. So it was my first experience with that, and it was super slippery out there. Either way, I also tried to do a race day follow-along video. Several people had asked for that. I started it actually in the morning, loading the car up, and then kind of followed me throughout the day, snippets. I haven't looked at that video yet. There's like 20 or 30 different little snippets throughout the day, totaling 45 minutes. I'll look at all that. If the video ends up being worthwhile, then I'll edit it and post it up for everybody to see. Otherwise, I'll just try for the next race and see how that comes out. So anyway, that day with the race, or Sunday with the race, we did the regular program of qualifying, heat races, and feature. I did do the change that I had talked about, which was loosening up the front end prior to the heat race, and the car didn't push really a whole lot. I don't know if the track was just that much slicker, so therefore the back end slid around easier, or what, but the car felt better in the heat race. I didn't really do very good. I qualified 6th, so I started my heat race 6th out of 9, and I finished 4th, but it wasn't because I did any good. I think it's because the 2 guys in front of me didn't do, they either had to pull off or had some issues. So either way, started 6th, finished 4th, but the car felt decent. For the feature race, I reversed that change, so I tightened up the front end by half a round, and the car felt better in the feature race, or felt good in the feature race. I ended up starting 7th, because I finished 4th in my heat race, and I was thinking, all right, with a dry slick track, the bottom side's going to be where the moisture's at, and I'm starting on the inside, and I've done good on the inside before, kind of in the first couple laps, getting some good traction and getting some progress made, and it wasn't that good. In 1 and 2, you could run the bottom line and get some progress, but in 3 and 4, the other cars had ran so low that that bottom moisture wasn't even there, and it took me too long to figure that out. So I ran that way for 2 or 3 laps and ended up losing a couple spots. Moved up to the higher side in 3 and 4 with preferably the lower side in 1 and 2, and I started making up some progress. It was super dusty out there, and it was hard to see. There were several times when I probably could have been more aggressive, either getting right up next to a car or even testing the track limits, but I got conservative because the dust, and I couldn't exactly tell where the wall was or something like that. So I probably could have gained another spot being a little bit more aggressive in that area, but I'd like to roll my car back in on the trailer. So, but either way, feature race was okay. I started 7th, lost a couple spots, gained a couple spots, hit the wall at one point with my right rear. Didn't do any damage. It was like the lightest touch you can imagine. And so the race was okay. It's just hard because some days it's a long day, it's hot out, it's sunny, and then you go out and you race and you don't do that good, and it just kind of is like, meh, well, that kind of sucked. So I'm hoping for better luck, or maybe I'm hoping for better skill this upcoming weekend. Either way, that was kind of the whole race night. As you can see behind me here, I don't have the car in the garage right now. Like I said, I didn't get home till after midnight, and I had to work the next morning at 8 o'clock. So I said, screw it, I'm going to be lazy this week, and I just left the car in the trailer. And this coming Saturday morning when I get ready to go to the track, either I'm going to pull the car out here briefly to do an oil filter change and a little bit of nut and bolting, or I'm going to just do that at the track. I didn't wash the car. It was a dusty night, so it's really just dust on the car, not caked with mud or anything like that. So I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to chill this week. We got a lot of things going on family-wise this week. Busy almost every night. And the one night I'm not busy is the night I'm doing this right now. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm not going to make any chassis changes anyway. The only other thing and I got to figure this out on my own, is again, more with the rules stuff, and I don't want to be that guy, but I think my goal really is to try to understand what's allowed and what's not allowed. And we had figured out the deck lid thing. All right, so deck lids you have to have deck lids. But then in the feature race, a car dropped a muffler, and I don't know which car it was. Somebody dropped a muffler on the track, and I came around the second time. I was like, wait a minute, that's a collector, not a muffler, which aren't allowed in the rule book, but maybe they're allowed here, and that's fine. So that made me think that maybe what I ought to do is kind of come up with a list of kind of the big items, spindles and mufflers and body locations or wheels or things like that, and go talk to the promoter and just say, okay, hey, like what's allowed, what's not allowed. Really what it is I just want to know if there's things that I can do to try to gain a little bit more of an advantage. I want to be able to do them. I don't know that a collector versus a muffler gives you that much more of an advantage, but again, racing is really it's like a race of inches. Every inch that I get adds up, and if you get enough inches, you can get a mile. And so every little bit that I can get helps me be more competitive with my competitors, and those are the folks that I'm racing with. So we'll see. I'll try to kind of maybe talk to the promoter a little bit just so that I can understand that better, and we'll go from there. I think that's about it. So if you have any ideas for more follow along videos or anything like that, leave it in the comments below. If you have any questions or comments, or just want to say hi, whatever, go ahead and leave me a comment. Look for the upcoming carburetor video. Should be coming out shortly after this video is posted, and we'll hopefully get a couple more. All right. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.